No matter how hard Disney and Hollywood tries to shill and talk this movie up and how great and breathtaking and fantastic it is, the projections just aren't adding up. Apparently, in China especially. In this article from CBR.com reports, The Little Mermaid poised to flounder. Oh, look, a cute little play with words. Flounder as Disney's worst 2023 opening in China. Now, why is that important? China. Hollywood only gets about 25% of the box office in China. So why do they make the China release so important? So important because they use the whole number. If it makes $100 million, Disney will only get 25 million, but they're going to take that 100 million and put it on the advertising of how much money it made. Total, not how much the studio gets from it, but how much money it made. So with low projections and low box office from China, that can be a big hit to Disney's bottom line, no matter how you slice it. Little Mermaid secured a release date in China, but estimates suggest the live-action remake is on track for Disney's worst China opening in 2023. That's not really saying much. We're only halfway through the year. How many releases did they have in China? Disney's Little Mermaid was one of the latest of Hollywood's major releases to secure a release date in China because gotta get that commie money doo-dah. Following several years of a virtual ban on Western films, because yeah, they don't need Western films. They make their own films over there. They're breaking away more and more because they don't want the Western propaganda. While getting a release date can be seen as a success on its own, recent estimates suggest the film is likely to be Disney's worst performing Chinese release this year. According to the Chinese box office observers such as Luis Fernando, the film earned just $13,000 from pre-sales. Wow. That's hot garbage. $13,000 in pre-sales. For the opening weekend, indicating a severe lack of interest from China's moviegoers. That is all you need to know, but I'm going to keep reading anyway. Meanwhile, China's box office tickets pre-sale for Little Mermaid showed no signs of reaction. Disney live action finished Sunday with a scary 13K total over 3 days of pre-sales. See, these pre-sales help with the projections on how much money the movie's going to make. And projections help the studio recoup their losses or something? What is the purpose of the pre-sales and the projection and everything? To, I guess, kind of promote the movie. It's projected to make this and projected to make that. They're not a really good example, I would think, of how the movie's going to do overall, because they tried to put projections of less than 100 million on Super Mario and it surpassed them almost double. And then the projections for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 were in the 140, 150, or 160 range, and it fell short, I think, at 114 million. So projections don't mean a lot, but they're still there. It gets the investors paying attention, it gets the studios paying attention, but this pre-sales of only 13,000 over 3 days, that's not good. Disney is panicking. They're not going to make money off. They're worried they're not going to make money off of this. For comparison, Disney's Cruella, which was the last live-action adaptation to hit Chinese theaters, was also predicted to earn low figures and ultimately gross 1.6 million upon opening and 24 million over its entire theatrical run in China. Not too bad, but they only got 25%. Mulan, which was filmed in China by these concentration camps, but what do I know? I'm sorry. Allegedly, the vacation camps for a particular group of people, grossed 307,000 in a day of pre-sales and 23 million over upon opening, according to them, leading to 40.7 million over the course of its theatrical run in China. Opening 1.6. That doesn't make sense. What appears to be a ban on Hollywood films was lifted following the abandonment of China's strict zero-COVID policy, and numerous reports suggesting theaters across the country were on the verge of bankruptcy. Still, Hollywood films have struggled to see the same level of success that numerous titles saw prior. What is this constant emphasis on China money? I do not understand that. Stop kowtowing to them. The issue comes when there are movies that are made specifically to be aired in China. And China has massive, massive restrictions on what they will show their people. It's almost dictatorial. But that the same goes for video games as well. World of Warcraft had to change so much about their video game in order to be played in China, and that affected the Western releases. Same thing goes for videos and TV shows. If they want these shows and movies and video games to be released to the Chinese audience to make that money, then they have to be edited and censored in so many different ways that the movie ends up being garbage. The game, not as much fun, and so on. So why not just break away completely? You're only getting roughly 25% of the market share. Disney's mistakes in China. Let's see what the rest of the article has to say here. In recent months, there has been greater scrutiny placed on Hollywood studios and their relationship with Chinese firms and, by extension, the Chinese government. Mostly because everything in China is run by the Chinese government, associated with the Chinese government, whether it's business, entertainment, everything. It's all controlled by the Chinese government. U.S. lawmakers recently met with studio executives, including Disney CEO Bob Iger, to discuss these relationships. Oh dear. That's just only one of the investigations and lawsuits against Disney. Things are not looking so well for them. Will they stay afloat? Of course they will. They have their theme parks. During these meetings, Iger reportedly admitted that the company had made mistakes when it came to conforming to the request, like I said, conforming to the request of Chinese authorities. Moreover, it was reported that the company had seen the controversy surrounding 2020's Mulan. Yeah, go look that up. Just go look that up. Especially who they thanked in the end of the credits. Don't take my word for it. And moreover, it was reported that the company had seen the controversy surrounding 2020's Mulan and adjusted its process for future films. I'll believe that when I see it. Though it is uncertain how exactly the process has been changed, and they're not going to tell you. Little Mermaid's performance in China may be uncertain. It should be useless. You shouldn't even care. Stop catering. Anyway. But elsewhere, it is poised to see significant success simply because they say so. Recent estimates suggest Disney's film is on track to earn approximately $110 million over Memorial Day opening weekend, which will put it at Thursday, Friday. Let's see, I believe it's coming out. Today's the 22nd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's supposed to be released on the 26th, but is it getting a Thursday night release? Every movie on the planet gets a Thursday night release. Is this going to be any different, or are they just going to rely on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday? This movie should make its budget back. Estimated budget is roughly $200 million, multiplied by the guesstimate of 2.5. That'll put it at $500 million. If that is the break-even point, this movie will surpass its break-even point. How much? Don't know. Probably closer to $750 million, but do not be surprised if the live-action Little Mermaid breaks $1 billion for multiple reasons, not just because it's Halle Bailey. This is close to a family-friendly movie, or so it seems. Word of mouth, people who go to see this movie the first weekend, word of mouth. If it is family-friendly, something you can take your kids to, it will get some traction. People will go back to see it. If the story is well done, which I don't think it is, I've heard enough, then people will go and see the movie. Just like the Super Mario Brothers movie, word of mouth will make or break this movie. What do you think? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm guessing around $750 million easily during its entire theatrical run, including China. So let me know what you think in the comments. I already said that already. I appreciate you making it this far. Good night.